Hey and welcome. Thank you so much for signing up for my free essential oil class. If you don't know me already, my name is Amy and I'm the Instagrammer behind Our Country Farmhouse. I live way out in the country. I'm like 2 hours from the city, and I have a few side businesses other than my ranch life that I do here at home, including selling essential oils. Come summertime, you can find me either in a tractor on the hayfield or in the garden. My essential oil journey first started when my mama introduced me to oils. Now you have to understand, I was raised with a mama finding all kinds of herbal remedies, and while I love herbs, I've got to tell you, some of the concoctions that she came up with and had me use when I was a kid worked, but they tasted terrible. So being raised natural minded, as an adult, I really wanted to have natural solutions on hand so that I could help support my body whenever I was sick, also to use as a preventative. And my other main concern was that I was able to get rid of all toxins and chemicals in my home. And while I knew about herbs, when I found doTERRA and essential oils, I was so excited, as doTERRA had products that filled all of those wishes. I could replace things like shampoo and soaps and cleaners and all those things with natural essential oil infused products. And I could use just a couple drops of oils instead of all those herbal concoctions and get a lot of times better and faster results. So today I really just want to go over the basics of essential oils, how you can use essential oils, and then the different ways that I use them in my home. Now, an essential oil is the concentrated liquid that can be steam distilled or cold pressed from either a plant or a tree or even from a fruit. So it can come from the leaf of a plant, the bark, the stem, the peel of the fruit, and they are very, very concentrated. And of course, they are found right here on Earth, and they can be used for medicinal purposes. Isn't that awesome? Now, if you've ever crushed mint while walking along a creek bank and you smell that awesome aroma, well, that's the little oil sacs on the mint plant that has been crushed, and that is where your essential oils come from. Isn't that cool? Essential oils have been used for medicinal purposes for a long time, but our world kind of got away from that. So go back a long, long time ago, before there was any modern medicine, everyone was using essential oils to help heal themselves, or if they had a skin irritation or a rash, they would use plants, herbs, essential oils. And then as the world started developing and we have things like modern medicine and antibiotics, people started turning toward those things. Now, I'm not going to trash any of that, because here's the thing. Modern medicine is actually very, very important. And there's definitely a time and a place for modern medicine. And there's been times in my life when I've been very thankful for modern medicine. Like when my sister had to have a female issue operated on, and when my brother broke his arm snowboarding, because there have been things where people would have died if they didn't have the type of medicines and technology that we do have now today. But with that being said, I do believe that as Americans especially, we do kind of run to the doctor and over-the-counter medications way quicker than we really need to. And the problem with that is all of those types of things have side effects. And overuse of those things like antibiotics can really cause some issues with your gut, which then can cause issues with your whole entire immune system and your health. And so the less that we have to take over-the-counter medications and things like antibiotics, I think the better. So like I said, definitely a time and place for that. But I like to run to my oils for things like coughs and colds and just things that I can handle at home. I read a statistic once, out of all the things that you go through in your life, 80% of those things will be able to be taken care of at home, and there will be 20% of that will be needing a doctor. So I totally get that you might need to go to the doctor for some things, but let's talk about the ways that you can use your resources like essential oils, supplements, to help support your body at home, most of the time for a more natural solution. So I believe that using essential oils and diet and supplement kind of all go together. And I like to talk about this because I have people that come to me a lot about questions with different things. And what oil can I use for this or that? And I like to kind of paint the bigger picture and show them the oils are good for those things. But along with that, you're going to need to maybe change some things in your diet and also add in some supplements. All these things are very, very important for the entire picture to help heal your body and to be the healthiest that you can be. Now, a little disclaimer here. Obviously, I'm not a doctor, and I am just a country girl that's going to be talking about my personal research and my own personal experiences. So today I want to talk about some of the main supplements that we use here in our home daily and which essential oils we use daily. And then I want to go over the different ways that you can get these same oils, supplements, and products products into your home at the best price. So for starters, I think the key to a healthy lifestyle is having a whole food based high quality vitamin. And this is because even if you eat the healthiest you possibly can, I don't even know what is healthy right now, because there's always so many things going around that you should be either vegan or eat only meat or vegetarian's best or no grains or all grains. No matter where you look, there is always different information. I mean, everyone can pretty much agree on the fact that sugars are bad, right? And that we need lots of vegetables, fruits in our diet. So let's say that you do have the perfect diet. You've done your research, you're eating the perfect diet every single day. The problem is the way that our soil is now, because of pollution in the air and the way fertilizers and all of these different things, the way things are grown, it still isn't going to give you all of the vitamins and nutrients that you need. So eating an apple back in grandmother's day, that apple is not necessarily going to be as nutritious for our bodies today as it was back then. So having a supplement to kind of fill in the pieces where the things that you're missing is really, really important. So I like to keep myself healthy daily by taking the Lifelong Vitality Pack. This is a 3-vitamin supplement made by doTERRA, and the awesome thing about it, it is a completely whole food based vitamin, and there's no synthetics added in there. And these make you feel well. It might be a little bit of a shocker to you, but if you're new to doTERRA and you've never used any of their products, their #1 most sold product is their Lifelong Vitality Pack, which is their supplement, their vitamin. And every person that I know that's ever taken them, including myself, notices a difference right away from taking them. And you just feel better. They're good for your hair, they're good for your skin, they're good for brain function, fatigue, just pretty much they cover the basics. It's if you're eating healthy or if you aren't eating healthy. Taking these are really going to help to fill in those spots where you are missing. So I start off in the mornings taking the Lifelong Vitality Pack, and then the next supplement that I take daily is a probiotic. Now probiotics are so important because living in this world again with the different pollutions and the overuse of antibiotics and antibacterial soaps, our gut is made up of bacteria, and that bacteria has some good and some bad. Now in a perfect gut you would have 80% good bacteria and 20% bad bacteria, and when you have your bacteria completely in balance, it will help your body to fight off all the things and you're going to be healthy. Okay, but the problem is that most people are living with some degree of a leaky gut. And that is because of the foods that we eat, because of the world that we live in, because of the stress, because of the overuse of antibiotics, over-the-counter medications, and antibacterial soap. All of these things can mess up that balance of bacteria in your gut. So because of that, something like a probiotic, which is different strands of bacteria that is good, is going to help re-put that back into your gut. So it's something I think everyone should be taking every single day. With a probiotic supplement, it's really important to have a high quality probiotic. Again, like the vitamins, you can be having ones that are full of synthetics. So I like the PB Assist that doTERRA makes. I love that probiotic, and it's just something that I take daily with my Lifelong Vitality Pack. So that is how I start off my day. And then throughout the day, or depending on if someone is sick or not feeling well, that kind of determines on what essential oils I'm going to use throughout the day. Essential oils can be used 3 different ways. Now remember that essential oils are very, very concentrated. So a little bit goes a long way. So even whenever we have just a little bottle of oil like this is 250 drops, which means that's 250 servings. So these are going to last you a lot longer than you think because they are so concentrated that you only need a little bit at a time. So let's talk about the 3 different ways that you can use essential oil. The first way, and probably the most popular way, is aromatically, which I'm doing right here behind me in the diffuser. So whenever you have your diffuser running, it disperses these tiny essential oil molecules into the air, and as those are going into the air and you're breathing them in, you will start getting aromatherapy benefits, which is awesome because they can do so many things just from breathing them in. Whenever you breathe in something, it goes through your nasal cavity and it hits the limbic system. And the limbic system is the part of the brain that controls your memory, your emotions, your learning, and even motivation. So as you breathe in the essential oils, it can affect all of those things just from the aromatic benefits. Now you can use essential oils aromatically other ways too, not just through a diffuser. You can just drop a couple drops in the palm of your hand, rub them together, and just breathe them in. You can also apply oils to your clothes so that throughout the day you're using that as a personal diffuser. You can also, if you have your hair down, just rub your hands through that, and it helps to have that aromatic benefit all throughout the day as well. You can also add some oils to a spray bottle with a little water and mist it into the air. Another thing that I've done before is to put some essential oils on a cotton ball and have them sitting around me if I don't have a diffuser. So there's a lot of ways that you can use essential oils aromatically, and the easiest way to do it is just to open up the lid and breathe it in simply from the bottle. That's what I like to call the poor man's diffuser. But hey, it works really well, and you're not wasting any oils at all. Just breathing in is the way that you're going to get those aromatic benefits. The second way that you can use essential oils is topically. Because essential oils are concentrated, it's best to always dilute your essential oils in a carrier oil before applying it onto the skin. Now, there are certain essential oils that are considered neat oils, which means they are okay to put on without a carrier oil. But I always like to suggest putting them on with a carrier oil, especially if it's your first time applying it, or you're applying it on a young child or animal, or if you have sensitive skin. Now, there are some oils that I know personally are okay for me to put straight on, like lavender. That's one of them. But just as a caution, always remember to dilute it. My favorite way to use essential oils topically is with a roller bottle. And that is because then they're already pre-diluted, so making a roller bottle is actually very, very simple. You just add in some essential oils and then you top it off with a carrier oil. My favorite carrier oil is fractionated coconut oil. But if you have a sensitivity to coconut oils, don't worry. You can always use things like sweet almond oil, you can use jojoba oil, you can use olive oil, or any other vegetable-based oil. It's totally fine for a carrier oil. So with a roller bottle, I like to suggest anywhere from 15 to 30 drops of essential oil in a 10 milliliter roller bottle, and then the rest filled up with carrier oil. Now, that can be a single oil or a blend of oils, depending on what you're making that roller bottle for. And then you can apply essential oils really anywhere, except you want to avoid the eyes and the inside of the ears and nose. But the best place to apply essential oils are down the spine and the bottom of the feet. And your reflex points are great places to apply them. And then also you can apply them to the area of concern. So say you were dealing with a stomach ache and you're using an oil, it's good for that. You could just rub that straight on your stomach, or if you're experiencing any type of, say, neck pain, you can take an oil and rub it straight just right on your neck there. So applying it just to the area that you are most concerned about is a great rule of thumb. Now, if you're not feeling well, say you have the flu, obviously you're not going to have the flu in your arm. So if you're not sure where to apply, always go to the pulse points, the bottom of the feet, or the spine. Now, the reason why we suggest putting essential oils on the bottom of the feet is because a couple different reasons. One, that area is less sensitive, and so applying it there is going to be a great place to test it in case you have some type of reaction to the oil. And number two, that's where your largest pores are. And so by applying it there, the oils will be able to reach your bloodstream really fast, and so putting it on the bottom of your feet and then putting your socks on is a great place to apply it. Now, the third way that you can use essential oils is internally. Now, not all essential oils are intended for internal use, and you have to be sure to check the label. So I'm using doTERRA essential oils, and these are certified pure tested grade essential oils that have all been tested. Each bottle goes through 8 different testings, and they're all sourced where the plant actually grows. Now, because of all of these things, doTERRA's oils have no synthetics, no added chemicals, or anything in there. Now, you have to realize the FDA doesn't have any type of regulations on essential oils. So even if you have an oil that says it's pure lavender oil, it might not actually be because of the lack of the regulations, which is really pretty scary. So when I first started using essential oils, I decided on doTERRA because I was very happy with the way that they test their oils and that they're very transparent to the consumer. So this little bottle here, I can go and look up the number on the bottom of the bottle, and I can type that in on a website called sourcetoyou.com, and I can see everything about this exact bottle of oil and see all of the different testings that it went through, and that makes me know that inside this bottle is just lavender essential oil. No fillers, no synthetics. So I feel safe about using this in my home and on myself and on my animals and with taking it internally. So all of doTERRA's oils that say supplement facts on the back of the bottle, that's how you know if it's intended for internal use or not. So if you have one that is okay for internal use, you can take it by putting it in an empty veggie capsule and swallowing it like a pill, or you can drop some in your water, or you can even just take a couple drops straight under your tongue. So those are the different ways that you can use your oils internally. And that was also another reason why I decided on doTERRA oils, because I wanted to be able to use them internally instead of medicine if I needed them for a sickness or some type of health concern. So those are the 3 different ways that you can use your essential oils. Now I want to talk about the top 10 essential oils that we use most here in our home. I have multiple boxes like this one behind me here that is completely full. I have some in the medicine cabinet. I have some in my bedroom along with a diffuser. I have some in the bathroom, in the laundry room. I have oils everywhere. But out of all of my oils, there are 10 oils that I use more than any of the other essential oils in my home. Those are the 10 I'm going to go over today, because these are the 10 that if you are new to essential oils and you're wanting to get them into your home, these are the 10 that I almost always suggest starting with, because they cover the basics. Now, not everybody is the same, and so after you hear about these 10 oils, if these aren't really the 10 that you think are going to work best for you and what your needs are, then reach out to me and I can make a custom set of oils for you that will be better for your needs. All 10 of them are here sitting behind me, and I'm going to kind of grab them each and talk about them. So the first one I'm going to talk about is lemon. Now, lemon essential oil is probably one of the more common essential oils. It is cold pressed from the peel of the fruit, and it smells absolutely amazing. Lemon is very uplifting. It's very energizing. This is one that you're going to want to diffuse just whenever you wake up in the morning, or just kind of breathe it in from the bottle. It's a great one for the afternoon when you're kind of in that afternoon slump. You can just breathe it in because it's so uplifting and energizing. Now, my favorite way to use lemon essential oil is for cleaning. Lemon has antibacterial properties, so you can use this to replace almost all of your cleaners in your home. I like to make my own all-purpose spray that I use for seriously almost everything. It even works good for like mirrors. It's good for countertops. It's good for sparkling dishes, pretty much everything. So I like to take my lemon and put it in a glass spray bottle with some white vinegar and some water, and that makes a great all-purpose spray. It's really easy to make, and it works. It's so good. Now, with the things I'm talking about here, I have the exact recipe if you want it for those who grab a kit after this class. That all-purpose spray is the one that I use the most, and because of the lemon in there, it makes it antibacterial. So I love to use lemon for that. Lemon is also really good for opening up the airways and for anything that is digestive related. For example, anytime my grown brother, he gets the hiccups from eating something hot, he'll grab this lemon bottle, he'll just put a couple drops in his hand and rub it right on his stomach, and they quit almost right away for him. It's amazing. Now, lemon can be used all 3 ways. You can use lemon aromatically, which is just in the diffuser, like I have here behind me. You can use lemon internally. You can drop it straight under your tongue. You can add a drop to your drinking water, which adds so much flavor, and it really helps to give your body a natural, gentle detox. Or you can even use lemon essential oils topically. Now, it is always best to dilute essential oils before applying them to the skin, especially if you have sensitive skin or you're applying it onto a child. And so I like to just use a bit of fractionated coconut oil. You can put a drop of lemon with fractionated coconut oil and rub it onto your chest if you're experiencing congestion or cough. And that's really gonna just open up your airways. So those are just kind of a few different ways that we use lemon in our home. I would say that lemon is probably one of the oils that I use the most of because it's in all of my cleaners, and it can also be added to your own homemade soaps as well. So I like to use just Castile soap and lemon to make a foaming hand soap, and I like to use that because it's antibacterial. So that's one that's great to use in the kitchen. So if you have lemon, you're going to be able to really knock out a lot of those chemical products that you have in your home just from your lemon oil. And one last thing about lemon, it works for removing permanent marker, y'all. And I use this trick mostly for removing the date that I write on like the glass jars where I put my fresh cow's milk in. Just use a little lemon on a paper towel, wipe it off, and write the new date. So it works perfect for Goo Gone issues as well. Okay, so the next oil that we use really often in our home is lavender. Lavender is probably the most popular essential oil, and everyone knows you have trouble sleeping to break out the lavender, right? And that's true. Lavender has so many great calming properties to it, and it's very, very good to help with sleep, anxiety, stress, and to just help you to calm down the body. So that is true, but lavender is good for even more things than just sleep. Lavender is really good for the skin, and just like lemon, lavender is also antibacterial. So this is going to be a great one for any type of skin infections or rash or anything like that. So this is one that I use really often in my home. Anytime that someone gets an owie, I always keep a bottle in my kitchen because it works wonders for burns and also for like sunburn relief. You can use lavender all three ways. It can be used aromatically, topically, and internally. So for before bedtime, if you really do struggle with going to sleep and you need help with sleep, you can apply some lavender just with a little bit of coconut oil. You can put it along your jawline so that you can really smell it. I like to put it on the bottom of my feet and a drop or two on my pillow. You can also add it to like a little spray bottle with some water and mist your pillows and your sheets just to get that smell in the room and to help you to be more calm. And you can also add it into your diffuser to help with that. So lots of different ways to use lavender. For sure, the main ways that I use it are calming, sleeping, and any type of skin issues. Okay, so the third oil that we use really often around here is peppermint oil. Peppermint oil is a very cooling and soothing oil, and so it makes it really good for any type of tension. So this is one that you can go to if you're experiencing like a headache or some type of pain. If you have pain, say, in your neck or your back or just any type of tension or ache or pain, you can use your peppermint oil for that. This also can be used aromatically, topically, and internally. You can also use peppermint essential oil to help bring down the body temperature. So if you have a fever or a little one has a fever, diluting peppermint with a little bit of fractionated coconut oil and rubbing it onto the neck, the forehead, and down the spine is going to help reduce the body temperature. I like to use this one a lot during the summertime whenever it's really hot outside, putting just a few drops of peppermint in a spray bottle with some water and misting it onto the body to help cool down the body temperature. If you follow along with me on Instagram, you may have seen me posting about how I've been using the cooling spray during hay season in the summer months when I'm in a tractor that has no AC. And this one is also really fun to bring into the kitchen. If you're a chocolate mint kind of person, you can add a drop of peppermint into a dish to give it that minty flavor. It's really great in like brownies or homemade fudge or cream cheese mints, or you can even just diffuse this one in your kitchen for that great uplifting aroma. This one diffuses really well with lemon. If you diffuse these two together, it's going to end up being one of your favorite combinations just for that uplifting, energizing, really fresh scent. Now, peppermint is also really, really good for stimulating the brain. And so if you're getting ready to go in to take, say, a test, or you're working on something really hard and you really need to focus, you can use peppermint oil to help you do just that, focus. It helps aid your memory and just make your brain function more properly. So if you're, say, a homeschooling mom, you'd like to use peppermint for that as well. And you'll find out that you like to diffuse peppermint throughout the day whenever the kids are working on school. Now, these three, lemon, lavender, peppermint, I like to do these three together because these three together make an awesome trio for allergies. Now, I always like to bring that up because that is one of the questions I get asked a lot about is what essential oils for allergies, especially seasonal allergies. And these three together make a natural antihistamine. So it's going to help your body with that allergic response. If you're experiencing, say, hives or any type of allergic reaction, your lemon, lavender, and peppermint is going to be very helpful for that. So you can make a roller bottle with these three by putting about 10 drops of each in a roller bottle, topping it off with that carrier oil, and then applying it for seasonal allergies. And so for applying it for seasonal allergies, I suggest to go like over the bridge of the nose or down the spine, or if you have hives, putting it right onto the area of concern. It's going to help your body with that allergic response. So these three are really, really good for that. The next oil I'm going to talk about is the tea tree oil, and this oil is mostly known for its antibacterial properties. So if you experience any type of candida or yeast or maybe fungal toenails or feet fungus or anything like that, you can whip out your tea tree oil. It's going to be very helpful with that because it is full of antifungal properties. Tea tree is also a really good immune booster. So this is going to be a great one to use if you aren't feeling well or if you're trying to just boost your immune system because it's that time of year when all the bugs are going around. You can use it for that. Tea tree is another one that can totally be used in a diffuser. It can be used internally if you're wanting to boost the immune, or to help with like yeast overgrowth if you have something like that going on. Taking it internally is really going to help knock that out. And then you can also use it topically. Tea tree is also an antibacterial oil, and it's another one that is really, really good for cleaning. So like I said, I use the lemon for cleaning. Well, also I like to add in tea tree oil. This one is another really good one for cleaning. The next oil I'm going to talk about is one that I don't use that often, but one that I would never ever go without. Now this is oregano oil. Oregano oil is a hot oil. It's one that you are for sure going to want to dilute before putting it on your skin. And if you take it internally, you want to make sure that you have it inside of a veggie capsule, because it will burn if you just put it straight into your mouth, and you don't want to do that. Oregano is a very powerful natural antibiotic. Anytime that we have an infection or a fever or anything that points to the fact that we might need an antibiotic, I will go straight to my oregano oil, and it works really, really well. I don't know if you know who Dr. Axe is, but he put out a study that showed that oregano is actually more powerful than antibiotics. So this is an oil that I would never ever run out of, because I want to try to avoid those antibiotics like the plague, because of the effects antibiotics have on the gut. And so I will always use oregano oil first and see how that works. Many people find that it works just the same as antibiotics would, if not faster. So anytime there's something going around that I think could be an infection, like a bacterial infection or even a viral infection, I will whip out my oregano oil. Now, because it is a hot oil, you can still use it on kids, but just make sure to dilute it properly and to put it on the bottom of their feet, and then put their little socks on so they can't really touch it and then get it into their eyes. But it works really well for anything like that. Oregano also can be used to help remove any types of warts or skin tags by just applying it to the area of concern. And if you are consistent and keep doing it, it will work. Believe me, I know from experience. Now, the next oil I'm going to talk about is the king of oils. Hands down, the best oil out there, and everyone would agree, and that is frankincense. Frankincense can be used for pretty much everything. It's really good for the digestive system. It's good for respiratory system. It's good for boosting the immune system. It's amazing for skin. Really, really good for anti-aging. It's very calming. It can help with anxiety. It is the all-around oil of all oils. When I'm teaching about essential oils, I always say, when in doubt, use frankincense. So if you aren't sure what essential oil you need to use for a particular ailment, just grab your frankincense. And the cool thing about frankincense is that it is a driver oil, which means if you use this one with another oil, say you're feeling really, really stressed and anxious and you want to use your lavender. If you take your frankincense and apply that one on with the lavender, it's going to help drive the essential oil faster into the bloodstream and work even better. So frankincense pairs well with pretty much any essential oil. So most anytime I'm making, say, a lotion or roller bottle, always add in some frankincense, because this is one that I like to get in and on my body as much as possible. Frankincense is also really good at rejuvenating the cells, and so it's going to be one to keep your cells healthy, which we all know that unhealthy cells can lead to really bad things. So using frankincense is just going to help maintain healthy cells. So like I said, getting it in and on the skin is really, really important. Now, frankincense, like I mentioned before, is really good for anti-aging. It can help with fine lines, those crow's feet around the eyes, and wrinkles. So putting it with a little bit of coconut oil on your hand and then rubbing it into your face is going to be a great nighttime and morning routine to just keep your skin glowing and healthy and free of wrinkles. So I like to use it for that. And frankincense is also a very good essential oil to help with inflammation. It is a very anti-inflammation essential oil. So if you're dealing with some chronic pain or headaches or an injury that's causing inflammation, you can use your frankincense oil. You can take it and just drop it straight under your tongue. Some people enjoy the taste, some people don't. So if you are one that you really don't like the taste, you can put it in a veggie capsule so that you don't have to taste it. I personally like the scent of frankincense, and the taste is like tree sap, so it really doesn't bother me. So I just use it right under my tongue. And it's something that I like to do daily just to keep inflammation down in my body, because everyone can be a little inflamed just with the foods that we eat. So if you have like a gluten intolerance and you eat some gluten, that can inflame the body, and a lot of people have these intolerances and don't even know it. And you can have inflammation that's causing like arthritis or chronic headaches or chronic back pains, and by getting your inflammation under control can really help with that. Oh, Something like frankincense is a great one to take daily to help with those types of things. So inflammation, skin, powerful immune booster. So if you're starting to get sick and you're not feeling well, you can use frankincense for that as well. It's also really calming and good for anxiety, and so I like to diffuse frankincense and lavender together at nighttime for bed just to help get a better night's sleep. I also personally use it with oregano oil, putting both of these oils in a capsule and taking them internally for PMS, cramps, and pain. Like I said, frankincense is the king of oil. It's the one that you want to have in your home, and if you ever feeling kind of blah or you're not sure which oil to use, just grab your frankincense. Okay, so that is the first 6 oils. Now, the next 4 oils that we use the most often that go into my top 10 are 4 blends that doTERRA makes. Now, these blends are just a few different essential oils that they put together, make them work really well for a common ailment. So the first one that I'm going to talk about is On Guard. And On Guard is known as the protective blend, and it does just that. It protects you from germs and getting sick. Now, I always like to put out a little disclaimer here. If you get On Guard or essential oils in general, it doesn't mean that you're never going to get sick again. Now, there is a chance you'll get sick less often because of using essential oils like On Guard, but the real awesome thing about having oils and supplements on hand is that when you do get sick, you can use them to support your body in a natural way to shorten the duration of the sickness and help you to get better and feel well without putting toxins and synthetics into your body. With that being said, On Guard is going to help to keep the germs away because it kills germs. Aromatically, when you diffuse it in your home, it's going to kill airborne germs. And when you put it like on your hands and rub it together, it's going to kill the germs on your hands. So I like to use this one as a natural Germ-X. Now, Germ-X is made with antibacterial components that can wipe off the good bacteria that you need on your hands, again, for your gut. If you haven't noticed, I'm going to keep going back to the gut because gut is the brain of the immune system. And if it's out of whack, then pretty much everything is going to be out of whack. So I'll put some On Guard in a spray bottle and use it as a mist, and I'll spray it on, like, say, the shopping cart handles, use it to spray on my hands, and during cold and flu season, if I'm around someone that's sick or say after church or a coffee date, it really works well at boosting the immune system. Now, you can also use On Guard if you are sick. Usually the first sign of sickness is, say, a sore throat, and that's because that's our first line of defense. And so the first thing we'll start to notice is we'll usually have some swollen lymph nodes, and it starts to get red at the back of the throat and it's kind of sore. That's a good sign. That means that your body is working and trying to kill that virus or bacteria or whatever it is that's trying to enter your body and make you sick. When you first start feeling that, that's a good time to start supporting your body and boosting that immune system. And so On Guard is really good for doing that. So you can take this one internally. You can apply it again to the bottom of your feet, down your spine. It can help to knock that sickness out before it gets too out of control. Another way I use On Guard is with a spray with water and white vinegar to clean my milk pail. Now, I don't like to use those chemical products, and I know this homemade On Guard spray, I'm getting rid of all the germs. I also use a homemade soap with On Guard to wash off our milk cow's udders before I milk. So you may be wondering, well, what's in the blend of On Guard? Now, On Guard is a blend of wild orange, cinnamon, clove, eucalyptus, and rosemary. And these 5 essential oils have been used for many, many years as a natural remedy. And so doTERRA just put it all together in one bottle here so you don't have to blend it yourself, and it's ready to go. Now, this one is an amazing one to diffuse. It smells really, really good with that like cinnamon and cloves and wild orange. Really nice in the fall and winter months. And it has that wonderful like Christmassy smell to it. And I love to diffuse it, especially during that time of year when there's colds and flus and things like that going around. So you can use this one internally, topically, and aromatically. On Guard also has some really great properties for your teeth because there's that clove in there. Clove is good for helping with cavities or any type of tooth pain. And so you can add some On Guard to your toothpaste. And actually, doTERRA makes an On Guard toothpaste that I absolutely love. But if you make your own toothpaste or you have a regular toothpaste, you can add a drop of On Guard on there to help fight and protect your teeth against cavities. So there's a lot of good uses with this oil, and definitely one that you're going to want to have in your oil arsenal. Okay, so the next oil is a Breathe. And this is the respiratory blend, hence the name. It's going to be good for anything respiratory related. Anytime you have a cough or you get stuffy or you're congested, you're going to whip out your Breathe oil. Now this one also pairs well with the seasonal allergy blend the lemon, lavender, and peppermint that I talked about, you can add Breathe to that roller blend as well. Breathe is going to really just open up the airways. My favorite way to use Breathe is when I'm stuffy, just boil some water in a pot over the stove and then remove it from the heat. Just add a couple drops of Breathe in and you just kind of stand over it and maybe even droop a towel or blanket over your head and just breathe in that steam. Just open you up and drain you out, and you're going to be able to breathe again. If you're congested before going to bed, you can put some Breathe on or just do that little steam treatment again, and it's going to open you up so that you can lay down, you're not all clogged up, and you can breathe while you're sleeping. Now, some people who struggle with snoring will use at bedtime just a bit of Breathe under the nose and on the bottom of the big toe to help with that. Now, this one is not intended for internal use, so you'll see on the back here that it does not have a supplement facts, and that's how we know that you don't use this one internally. It's not going to necessarily hurt you if you use it internally. It's just going to be more effective if you use it topically or aromatically. So for topical use, I like to use this one as a natural Vicks vapor rub. So you can take it and put it on the bottom of your feet, on your chest, on your back, wherever you're congested, to just really open up those airways. So the On Guard and the Breathe are two of my favorites, especially during cold and flu season, that I like to use and that I diffuse in the rooms in the house pretty much all winter and fall. They really work well at boosting the immune system and helping us to be able to breathe more clearly. So if we have coughs in the house, we're going to go through a lot of Breathe. And then, like I said, I'll also pair it with the On Guard to boost our immune systems. If someone gets a cough or we have any type of seasonal stuff going around, I'll whip out the Breathe again. So these are two that you're definitely going to want to keep on hand. Now, the next blend is the Digestin blend. And Digestin is the digestive blend. So I love these blends because they basically, with the name, tell you what they're used for. So you're probably already noticing or knowing that this is for the digestive system. So Digestin is going to work really well for soothing and calming the stomach. It's going to help with nausea, constipation, diarrhea, cramping, all of that fun stuff. If you have any of those types of stomach bug symptoms going around, you're going to want to whip out your Digestin. Like I mentioned earlier, having these oils are not going to necessarily keep you from ever getting sick, but when you do get sick, they are a lifesaver. For example, a couple years ago, my brother came down with one of those absolutely terrible stomach bugs. You know the kind, I'm sure. And my mother, she was applying the Digestin on him and the On Guard diluted down his spine. Long story short, the stomach bug he had lasted like 24 hours and was over. But the crazy thing was that when we started talking to the neighbors in our little community, we found out that they had the same stomach bug, but it had lasted 2 weeks. That is the power of having these little bottles in your home. So Digestin is also really helpful if you eat something that doesn't agree with you. So if you are gluten intolerant, like we were saying earlier, maybe you're out and about or you eat something that has some gluten in it and you have those cramps. Now, this isn't going to work if you have like celiac or extreme, but if you have like slight cramping or just going out to eat and you're eating food that you're not used to eating at home or on vacation and you're eating out a lot and you have those stomach pains, you can just feel kind of yucky, then you can use Digestin for that. So just taking it in a little bit of coconut oil and applying it onto your stomach, or you can have a roller bottle of it, and it's really gonna help to ease and soothe the stomach. This one's also really good for motion sickness. If you have a child or yourself that gets car sick or when you're on an airplane, you can use Digestin. Just inhaling it out of the bottle is going to help with that. I personally breathe it in, but I also drop it under my tongue when I start to get car sick. Now, personally, I don't really like the smell of Digestin. It has like star anise in it, which has that black licorice smell, which I'm really not a fan of. Now, some people think this one smells amazing, but my preference is I don't really care for the smell. So my little tip for you is if you're feeling nauseous and smelling it, just you're like, that's just gonna make me feel more nauseous, then take it and apply it onto the bottom of your feet and put your socks on, put your shoes on, and then you won't smell it, but it actually will work really well for you. Now, you can also take this one internally, so if you're experiencing any type of indigestion or you're going through that stomach flu type symptoms, you can take your Digestin internally to help with that. The last of the 10 oils, my favorite, and that is Deep Blue. And Deep Blue is the soothing blend. So this is really like a natural icy hot. So you have aches and pains, whether PMS or other pain, or if you're a runner or you work out or you have arthritis or any type of discomfort, you can go to your Deep Blue. Now, if you do work out or you're a runner, this is one that you'll want to use pre and post workout. It can really work well for that. If you live in the country like I do, you'll probably experience, from some time or another, aches and pains from gardening or sore hands from milking the cow that just came back in, or stiff neck muscles from hours in the tractor haying. Along with the deep blue oil is also the deep blue lotion. This lotion has the deep blue oil in it, and this stuff is absolutely amazing. I use the lotion the most for things like I just mentioned, or for really any aches and pains, and this stuff is actually pretty magical. The deep blue rub, like I said, it's the lotion with the oil in it, and it's awesome because you can take this and it makes it so much easier to apply to a larger surface area. So if you have a back that's really sore, you can take and rub it on the whole back rather than just dropping your oil all around and rubbing it in. These two really go well together, which is why I'm sharing this with you, because this sits out by my oils in my kitchen. It's one that we use all of the time. So you might say this stuff is my favorite, especially if you sleep on your neck wrong and you wake up and your neck's feeling sore. You can take this, apply it just a little bit under the neck, and it's going to help with the neck pain. So these are some of the products that are most often used in my home that I think really just kind of sets the standard for our wellness, just by taking our vitamins every day, our probiotics every day, having these essential oils on hand. We can support our bodies naturally at home. Now, I want to talk to you and tell you the best way to get these into your home. So if you have never ever used any doTERRA essential oils before and you've been thinking about it, well, the best way to get doTERRA is by buying a bundle of oils together, because when you do that, it gives you wholesale pricing, which means you get 25% off of every doTERRA product. So I'll flash up here some of the most popular bundles. The first one is called the Healthy Habits Kit, and this one comes with the Lifelong Vitality vitamins and probiotics. It also comes with a digestive enzyme, that deep blue rub, and a handful of these top oils that I was talking about. The next that I really like and that I suggest a lot for most of the people that start is the Healthy Start Kit. And this one comes with those top 10 oils that we just talked about. It comes with a diffuser. So this is a great one to get started with. If you're trying to dabble your foot into oils, you're going to get these. And you're going to be ready to go because you're going to have these top 10 oils. You're going to have a diffuser, and right when your box comes in, you're going to be able to get started with using essential oils in your home. Now, the next one's a little bit of a larger bundle, and this is a bundle that you're going to want to take advantage of if you're ready to just kind of overhaul everything in your home. You're ready to switch out your hand soap, your toothpaste. You want a variety of oils and all the supplements. And this kit is called the Natural Solutions Kit. This one has in there most of the oils that we just talked about. It's a diffuser like I have here. It has several of the On Guard products like the toothpaste and the mouthwash and the On Guard sanitizing mist, the On Guard soap. It also comes with our deep blue rub that we talked about, and a couple of different things that come out of the spa line, also with a cute little wooden box. So this is the kit for you if you're ready to kind of overhaul your whole home and you're just ready to jump in and get those natural solutions in your home. It's going to be the best kit for you. But whenever you start off with one of these kits, you'll get a wholesale membership for free for 1 year. And I like to make sure that I let you know that this does not mean that you have any type of a monthly order requirement, because that's the first question that I usually get whenever I talk about a membership. People are afraid that they're going to have to put in a monthly order, and that's not true with doTERRA. You can buy your kit here and never purchase again. But if you decide to purchase anything again, you're going to get that at 25% off, which is super awesome. So in the description below this class here, I've listed all 3 of these different kits with all of your prices, and you can see which comes in each one, and you can decide which one you want. Now, if you're here within the United States, I will also be sending out a welcome package that will have some empty roller bottles. It'll have some recipes. It'll have spray bottles with recipes, so you can get your oils, start diving in right away. You will also be getting some samples of some other products that doTERRA offers and some literature. So everything that you need to get started. But then wherever you live, not just here in the US, you will also get my in-depth training for free with all of those recipes for cleaning, the Breathe Steam Cup for the immune support roller bottle blends, and so much more with your kit. So whenever you buy essential oils from me, I become your wellness advocate. So that is one of the reasons why doTERRA is an MLM company, where I'm a direct marketer and I speak straight out to you, is because if you go and you buy your oils from, say, Walmart or Amazon, not only can you not prove the quality of oils, you're going to buy them and then you'll have oils and there's not really anyone there to help you out. But if you buy essential oils with me, I am now your personal wellness advocate, which means you can reach out to me with any questions that you have and I can help you through your wellness journey. And then I like to offer that free in-depth oil training that I spoke about, and that's what I call Oil Camp. And I also offer a free wellness consult where I email you a form. You fill it out with what you and your family are struggling with health-wise and what health goals you have, and I can help you kind of set up a daily regimen and help you to accomplish those wellness goals, because I don't want you to buy essential oils and have them just sit in a pretty little box and never use them. I want you to use them and feel empowered to use them in your home to help you to feel healthy healthier and to live a more natural lifestyle. So I will be your person that you will come to with any of your questions. And then I also have a members Facebook group where anybody that buys essential oil from me gets put into this group, and it's a place where we do a lot of different trainings and just talk about the different practical ways that you can use essential oils in your home. It's become a tight little community where all of these people in there kind of bounce off their different questions off each other. So someone may say, I'm struggling with this, what oils do you use? And we can comment on each other's. So it's a place where you can just come with all your questions, and I really do encourage people to post what they're using daily in there and just kind of talk about it, because I love having that support group. I don't want you to spend money on something that you're not going to feel comfortable using. So I want to walk you through this journey and help you to use the essential oils that you purchase. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to hear from you soon. Now, if you've stuck around with me this long, I know you are one of those people like me who are ready to get started using natural products. So go ahead and look in the description and choose the kit that best fits your family's needs, and your welcome box will be on its way to you soon. So thanks again for joining me, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.